How we feel is none of our business. We have to acquire this mindset when we are being tortured and grappled by emotions of low self-esteem, emotions of being a worthless person, also rajasic emotions of extreme passion, lust, anger, and greed, the three doors that lead to hell. So, understand that mind or hridaya, which is the womb for desires, will work like a boomerang. What you throw out is what shall revolve, rotate, and come back to you. What you throw out in the universe are active thoughts, plans, strategies. Now, the highest form of thought is said to be a sankalp or intention, which wants you to get out of the karma bandhan, to go back to the Shivchit via moksha or liberation. Now, the general mundane thoughts are about planning the day, professional attainments, personal relationships, and those, the way we structure them in the realms of thought, speech, and action, will determine how we generate the reactionary emotions. So thoughts are active ideas that we throw in the universe, and they boomerang back to us as echoic, reactionary, reflex emotions. So if we are experiencing negative emotions, emotions of self-worthlessness, lust, anger, greed, resentment, guilt, shame, we have to just witness them and not identify with them. So the moment you are grappled by these negative emotions, you have to throw a thought boomerang out in the universe saying, this is the result of some of the bad, evil thoughts that might have come in my mind in the past or in the past lives. And this is part of the karma bandhan that we are undergoing. But I am not going to identify, because these emotions don't define me as an individual. So when you recognize these emotions, but you don't identify with them, and on the contrary, you criticize and castigate them as trying to trap you in this world of delusionary maya, then you are slowly breaking the vicious cycle of emotions that are trying to entrap you and make you feel less worthy than you deserve, being the Shivchit that you are. So thoughts and emotions are generated in the desire center of the heart. There is a higher level of analysis, which is the Purusha witnesser, which is the Brahmanical neutrality restorer that we call Mastishk or brain. So the brain decides right versus wrong, and it is the decision center, delineating intellect. So we have to use the power of intellect to overcome this thought bondage and emotion bondage. First, use the thoughts to destroy the emotions. And if you are being grappled and tortured by the thoughts themselves, then you have to change the karma or the actions you're doing. That's where Karma Yoga is helpful, when you're not able to generate good ideas in Dhyan Yoga. So use the power of purpose, Nishkam karma, service in the community, selfless service to your family and society without any expectation of rewards, doing it mundane way, doing it on a regular basis, just with a numb mind, if you will. That helps us get rid of these karma bandhans, and hence the negative emotions slowly start to disappear. The desire center, when it has been cleaned totally, leads to a state which is desireless. This desireless state creates peace, and peace creates bliss. So once you're in a peaceful state, devoid of desires, expectations, cravings, There is nothing left in the heart center that is bouncing back towards you as these horrid negative emotions that feel you vacuous or empty, wanting you to latch on to exterior objects of sensual gratification to create this temporary surge of dopamine, which makes you feel pleasured, transiently joyful, but it doesn't last. That is why reaching out exterior to yourself or the Bahirmukhi extrovert approach will only work when you're trying to do Nishkam Karma. When you're trying to introspect, Dhyan Yoga is trying to create constructive thoughts which can destroy your negative emotions. So you see how we can destroy these negative emotions, because negative emotions is the delusionary Maya that is reactionary coming to us. The boomerang that you threw out is springing back to you. It can be generated through engrossing in activities which you do not want to engross in, whether it be overeating or gluttony or things such as PMO. These are things that are creating a sense of disturbance in the intellect. And since they are registered as karmas, whether they are sukshma karmas in the mental plane or sthul karmas on the physical plane, they have to bear the reactionary rewards / punishments, which we experience as emotions. So just recognize emotions as the reactionary fruit / punishment that we are receiving because of prior generated sankalp, intention, thoughts, whether developed volitionally or involuntarily. When you do not want to eat the fifth cookie or you do not want to watch porn, but you still have this intense craving, desire that makes you watch it, athken prayuktoyam papam charshi purusha, what makes someone compelled to commit crime even when they know it is wrong, that intense compelling force is the craving, which has been generated by these negative emotions knocking on our door of desire day in and out. So you see, it is the result of the vicious cycle that we have initiated, but ourselves have gotten trapped in this circle. It's very important to break this circle, as I said, using Dhyan Yoga contemplation in Brahma Muhurat, when you're using constructive thoughts to visualize your God, creating some affirmations, then believing in those affirmations and creating visualizations of success of what you are trying to affirm, using the ABV pathway, affirmation, belief, visualization pathway. That is the pathway of Dhyan Yoga. You are becoming a witnesser and going to judge the thoughts that come to your mind using the higher plane of Mastish or brain. That happens at the level of intellect. At the level of the sthul sharir, body, and also at the level of senses to a certain extent, you can engage in Nishkam Karma, which is helping to destroy the emotions that are making you feel worthless and make you create low self-esteem, instilling ideas of fear, anger, greed, resentment, shame, guilt. And we have to witness that this is not who we are, and this is just a reflection of the karma bandhan that is burning itself out by playing out. So don't identify with them, just witness them, rationalize why they are occurring, and again go in dhyana and create more affirmations, belief, visualizations in the right path. If for some reason you're not able to create great visualizations and have the silent mind, there is still mind racing going on, in that case you have to restore to Nishkam Karma. The Nishkam Karma Yoga tells you to engage in activities of yajna or sacrifice, dhyan, dan or philanthropy, and tap or austerity. So we have to do all those things that we have discussed earlier, including selfless service in the community, giving away what is yours, minimalism, as well as pratyahara or devouring the sensual gratification that arises within us. Now, If you still don't believe and want to engage in Karma Yoga, the last path is of Bhakti Yoga, where you say, I know nothing, I cannot concentrate or focus in dhyana. I do not have the financial or even the physical means to help other individuals out through Nishkam Karma. So I am only good here to listen to the chanting bhakti songs. I'm only good to be singing songs. I'm only good to be creating satsang sessions or attending those satsang sessions. So this way also you are surrendering your ego and requesting that your inabilities to fight this battle by yourself, and hence you are annihilating the ego, is the reason you are going to succeed by believing in Brahman or the Shivchit. So my friends, the thoughts that come to us should be used in a constructive way to destroy the emotions. The way our emotions make us feel is none of our business. That is the hallmark of Sthitipragya or Stoicism. You are indifferent to the pleasures and the pains that are being thrown at you through the karma bandhans. And using the analysis center of intellect, which is higher than the desire plane, which has the triad of thoughts, emotions, desires in the heart, we have to become the silent witnesser and use constructive criticism of Dhyan Yoga, selfless service of Karma Yoga, and surrender in totality in Bhakti Yoga to attain yoga or union with our higher self, the higher self of Shivchit. Hope you like this lecture. Please leave your comments below. Jai Shri Ram.